Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Wayne Moore, aka Mortanius, and we are back with some Telltale's Batman, episode 5. I guess this will be part 2, depending on what all ends up happening here. Part 2, or maybe the finale of episode 5, we'll see. If you folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, and subscribe here on YouTube or both, as well as leave a comment and tell me more about what it is you might like to see from the channel. Check out some of my other playlists, a couple of which are from Batman games, from the Arkham series, as well as Metal Gear Solid 5, the Ground Zero / Phantom Pain playthrough, and the Surge. And let's get in.
Your usual tea and the entire pantry, I'm afraid, didn't survive the fire. This is from my own personal supply.
Thanks, Alfred. We're not the only ones that took a hit while Mayor Dent was in power.
Well, at least you've ensured Harvey won't be hurting anyone else. Bruce, these last few weeks, I worry about the toll they've taken on you. Facing off against Harvey and Oswald in a matter of days. Not just the physical toll. Those were men you once trusted, and after finding out what you did about your father, people must seem a great disappointment to you. Always letting you down. Even those whom you admire.
Not everyone is like my father or Oswald. And what Harvey became, it wasn't by choice.
And me. Everything that happened, I could have stopped it if I'd done something all those years ago. This is my fault. All of it. I told you I wanted to leave your father's employ. But if only I had the guts to do something instead. Your mother, she wanted that. Wanted to put an end to his crimes. If I'd helped her, if I'd stopped Thomas, none of these horrors would have occurred. Lady Arkham, Oswald, even Harvey.
I don't blame you for what happened, Alfred. You did the best you could in an impossible situation, and it helped to make me the man I am today.
I think he might have just
Thank you, Bruce.
taken years off of this man with that statement.
But our work isn't done.
So I'm the reason you prowl the streets in a costume?
The children of Arkham are still out there, and Lady Arkham.
With both Penguin and Mayor Dent off the board, she's the only remaining piece.
We need to figure out her next move. The only thing we do know is that she moved on from her plan to poison the city. With Penguin gone and my CEO access restored, I can finally log into Wayne Enterprises and see exactly what Oswald was doing during his time in charge. If I cross-reference that with all the data we have on Vicky Vale, we might be able to figure out the Children of Arkham's next move.
I know Lucius is going to be busy looking for everything else to make sure there isn't any more viruses in our systems, but with him finally not having to watch Oswald, repairs to my gear will be real handy pretty soon. That was dramatic as hell. Oh, it's because there's so much more new information. Okay, that's the initial bit of information. Okay. I wondered why that information didn't show on the previous codex updates. Yeah, a lot of complicated emotions. Wait a minute. Hold up. Is this information feeding itself from the top down? Because this speaks about the manor being destroyed, but then this speaks about a basic profile of Alfred. Yep. Because see, here it's talking about how he built his land and fortune on stolen land and backs of his enemies. You're half right. Let me see now. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And again, I've never wished any ill will against Catwoman in any universe. She's just always one of those. You need to pick a side. Like that's literally just it. Pick a side, and I wouldn't be less on the fence in terms of you. Well, I'm not on the fence. I wouldn't be less. What's the word I'm looking for? Disconnected with the thought of you. Still begs the question of her thought process and plan. She's trying to make Gotham bleed. But why? Yeah, I was glad to see Montoya in that fight earlier. Honestly, he says he can't believe he never figured out who she was. Dude, you're running around in a costume where people have no idea who you are. You're human. It stands to reason other people can do it. Yep, straight up. Cool. Insane. Okay. Yeah. Dramatic times too. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. Crazy. The GCPD didn't even know it happened until they received calls. Wayne Enterprises CEO Cobblepot arrested. To have been the reporter to get that picture, you know, Cobblepot was like, "Your whole family is gonna die when I get out of here." Well, first let's log into Wayne Enterprises. See,
Your administrative access to Wayne Enterprises should have been reinstated by now, along with your title of CEO.
Let's see
Oh,
what
they better
Oswald
been
was
working
doing while I
fast.
sat in my chair.
with the nonsense that they were all too happy to believe without trying to do any real
Master
digging, it better
Cobblepot's
happen
sense of
fast.
humor hasn't changed much since you were boys.
Can we just see what he was doing?
No offense, Alfred, I know it's your style, but I think he might have lost the master title in his description.
Penguin was tapping into surveillance systems across Gotham. Any building using Wayne Tech security could be spied on from the CEO's office.
How is that
So
any
damn near
different
all of 'em?
than the back door into the Wayne network that he uncovered?
It's not. Unless... Hold on.
Come back to that.
Oswald was trying to buy an island.
What on earth for?
Looks like he was using his new legal control of Carmine Falcone's assets and likeness to brand the place. Like it's some kind of tourist attraction.
He was going to call it...
Falcone Island.
Okay.
We need to figure out Lady Arkham's next move.
Of course.
Oh, Oswald certainly wasn't very frugal with my money.
You have a
Yeah,
few
you better
yachts to
hope,
return, it appears.
Also explains how the Children of Arkham had a seemingly endless supply of guns. Oswald was using Wayne money to arm them.
Yeah, see. Now I'd be wondering if there's any black projects or whatever he's funded that ain't on those books. The man was the head of a multi-billion-dollar company for something like a week. He's honestly had plenty of time to flip the world.
Oswald altered several public records using the Wayne network. Oswald manipulated my records as well.
It would appear your degree was in... sociology?
And my medical records.
There are some... well, colorful diseases.
Annoying, but not hard to fix.
Comes off to me like he was just bored and
better.
hating. Pitiful. So, you went from actually caring about a real revolution to a pissing contest as a child with somebody who wasn't even in range to realize you were in your feelings.
No surprise here, Oswald wiped away any trace of his criminal records. His background is completely fabricated.
He was enrolled at Cambridge? Ridiculous.
Calm down, Alfred. I'm sure the board realizes by now that they were fooled.
You got Alfred ready to shank somebody. For the Queen! Phone check!
All mention of her birth name, Victoria Arkham, is completely gone.
Wait. What's this? He also erased something from Vicky's research at the Gazette. I can't tell what was removed from here, but Wayne Tech leaves a trace when it alters data. One the Bat computer can decode.
What is it Miss Vale wanted to hide?
Very interesting. Okay, I must have to come back or something. Or it's just done, and because I can go in and look at multiple files, it's always going to give me that
What do
opportunity.
we have here? They did more than just look at these schematics. Every building in Gotham with the Wayne Tech security system can be accessed from here and remotely controlled. If Oswald was the brawn, Vicky is the brains. So let's check her file. She may have
Keys
left
to the
clues
city.
about what she was using Oswald's access for.
You could literally steal anything. So yeah, you are coming back to this. Wait, what? I wonder. There may be more for like later or something. Yeah, okay, that's probably more from the file.
Vicky Vale, mid-30s, reporter for the Gotham Gazette. And not in the public record, her true name, Victoria Arkham.
To think she was here, in the manor. She gave nothing away of her true nature then.
Yes, she's good.
The Gazette's records of the articles written by Vicky Vale. This record isn't complete.
You're right. There are notable gaps between entries. But yet, it doesn't seem she ever left the Gazette's employ. So what was she doing in that time?
This record wouldn't be easy to alter. Seeing what Oswald was up to could give us a fresh perspective.
Slow down. Slow down.
The children of Arkham.
See
Their
what else we
symbol
got.
dates back much farther than their terrorist activity. They
Yep.
formed to get justice for those wronged at Arkham Asylum. But the message fell on deaf ears. Until they found a leader Gotham couldn't ignore. Vicky embraced this identity to follow through on her twisted crusade.
Her mask inspires fear. Not unlike Batman.
I just need to find her.
Indeed. Probably should have looked at her file first by the looks of things, just from that little description. Huh. Wait a minute.
Now that we know how Oswald manipulated Vicky's records, the
Oh,
Bat
okay.
computer should be able to...
Yeah,
There.
okay.
No more holes.
I was kind of jumping the gun without even realizing it.
She was looking into Arkham patients, reviewing records, checking submissions, prior
Uh-huh.
histories.
Looking for legit
She
cases.
was trying to figure out who was actually sick and who was committed because of Hill, Falcone, and my father. Vicky was digging deep. Gotham City records, Freedom of Information requests, posts to conspiracy forums.
Sounds like a
All to
reporter.
find
It's a list. Gotham buildings that use Wayne Tech security systems.
It's a list of targets.
City Hall, Arkham Asylum, GCPD headquarters, Gotham First National. It's almost every landmark in the city.
We're onto something. Vicky wants to bypass the security at a Gotham landmark. But without a man inside Wayne Enterprises, she can't unlock that door remotely. She'll have to get her hands dirty. And when she does, we'll find her.
Stands to reason at some point she's gonna
Lady
try and
Arkham?
make her way here again.
No, it's one of Lucius's prototypes. On the move.
What?
Why?
But Lucius locked everything away.
Well, he needed a better lock.
She stole from you? After all that you two...
Alfred.
Yeah, I know, Bruce, but why would she do this?
It's obvious.
Is she that cold-hearted? That selfish?
Her desire is to draw my
She
attention.
must have her reasons.
Well, I'm sure she does.
Computer visual.
Regardless of whatever
The
else
prototype
she
she
wants
stole.
me to
It's an electronic skeleton key. With it, you could bypass any security system made by Wayne Tech.
Well, there it is.
That key is far too dangerous in Miss Kyle's hands, especially with Lady Arkham still at large.
I agree on both
Get the car
counts.
ready, Alfred. And Alfred, let Lucius know what's happened. I'm going to get some answers from
Thing
Selena.
is, as I said, she got that key to draw me out. She ain't the type to use something like that because it would make breaking and entering easy. She's in for the thrill, for the chase. Nah, she wouldn't have a use for that. Like I said, the only point in stealing it is to bring me to her. Why specifically is another matter. Hi.
Damn it. Hey, Bruce. I wasn't expecting you.
No.
Thought I'd make it outside the city limits at least. Clearly my ride needs a tune-up.
If you wanted to see me, you could have just called.
The chase is so much more fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you're not here for me. Are you? I don't blame you for wanting it back. Although, it only seems fair that I take something from you. You didn't give a sec stole my claw.
You didn't give a
At least
second
I
soul
didn't see
my
you stole
grapnel.
from you when you weren't in the next room. Serves me right for leaving you alone.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
I
being
just
nice.
wanted a memento.
Oh, that's good. I'll have to remember that one. I'm surprised you had a toy like this. No doubt Batman would use it for the good of Gotham, but the less noble options are so much more exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I give it back? So much potential. Just imagine what I'd be able to dig my claws into.
A thief of
Yeah.
your class doesn't need a device like that.
And
It'd
you
only be
wouldn't
a
have to work
crutch.
for it. It would be
Says
a
the
crutch.
man whose belt is an armory.
Yeah, but the difference is, I accept when I am and am not using crutches.
Catch.
Thank you.
I know you're just playing into my pride.
You
But
know it.
You're right. I don't need a crutch. Oh, come on. Don't pretend you're not impressed. As long cons go, this one was a beauty. Getting into Wayne Tech's lab took a lot more than cracking a safe. I had to get close to people. Your friend Harvey. Poor guy just wanted to fall in love so bad. After that, it didn't take very long to get my introduction to his BFF. The great Bruce Wayne.
What are you
Imagine
doing?
my surprise when the rich playboy turned out to be Batman, scourge of Gotham. I was always going to steal from Bruce Wayne. I just never expected he'd be so interesting.
I'm
We talk
rarely
a
the
good
type
game,
to
but
fall for defense mechanisms.
I don't buy it for a second. You're not that shallow.
You really think you know me that well?
I know that whatever this started as, That's not all it means to you now.
The only thing it means is that I'm very good at my job. I'm getting out of here while the getting's good. Gotham's a house on fire, and I'm not gonna burn with it. If you were smart, you'd get out of here too. This town hates you, hates your entire family. Just leave it all behind. Do something more meaningful with those skills of yours. You don't need the money, but think of the fun.
Simple as
Gotham
this.
needs me, and I won't abandon the people of this city, no matter how they feel about me.
After the way they've treated you, you've got one hell of a thick skin. You're gonna need it. It'll be good to put some distance between us. After all, look at what happened to Harvey. It'd only be a matter of time before I crossed one of your lines. Isn't that right? My copy of the Boy Scout Handbook is out of date. I'm bound to break some rule.
Ugh.
You and I may disagree on a lot of things, but I'm not worried about you.
You're that sure? Bruce, I think I finally get what this is all about. You're upset that I'm leaving. What'd you think? That because we had a sleepover, we're best friends? Is that what you really thought?
I had fun,
I had
didn't
fun,
you?
Selena. Didn't you?
I'm all for fun, Bruce. But how long does this stay fun before you start wanting more? Look, Bruce, I'll admit that what you and I had, it wasn't terrible. But you were just another job. A more intriguing job than I was expecting. But still a job. And that job's done. I'm done with you. It's not complicated. I'm not a good person. I'm certainly no hero, and I don't want to be. I'm a thief. That's all I am. I told you that from the start. I never pretended to be anything else.
Classic.
Stop. That's not true. I know there's more to you than that. You're just afraid to admit it.
You'd like it if that were true, wouldn't you? Why would you even think that? I've made my feelings pretty clear. Why aren't you listening?
Simple.
You saved my life. You could have left me to die back in that warehouse, but you didn't. Someone who's only out for herself, who's just a thief, wouldn't do that.
Oh yeah?
There it is.
Who would?
A good person. That's who. A hero.
You know, after I found out you were Batman, I thought nothing else could surprise me. But you just keep on surprising me. Well, it's been fun.
You stay out of trouble, because if I catch you taking what's not yours again, I'll have to stop you.
I look forward to our next dance.
Like I said, you can tell she has a good heart. In truth, she never really steals
Lucius,
for
I've
any
got
real
the key.
point.
Hold on, Alfred's on the line. Hey, Alfred,
Bruce, Lady Arkham, she's here.
Oh, shit.
I tried to keep them out, but
Alfred? Alfred!
Well, let me speedily toss out my thoughts. There's no way she actually steals for the actual reward. If you pay attention to Catwoman, 9 times out of 10, she's usually living in some of the worst kind of lifestyles. But then you pay attention to her cat, and she feeds him caviar and everything else. She does not think highly of herself, which I don't know where that comes from. That's some personal demon she's gonna have to get rid of. But every single iteration of her is the same way.
Alfred!
In the end, you are a good girl. As in good guy, as in somebody who does want to help. You just have junky tendencies. That's why I say you'd be perfect as like a security consultant.
Lucius, it's Bruce. He's not here. Damn it.
Oh,
I'm going to search for clues.
Just tell me how I can help.
Get over here as fast as you can.
I'm on my way. We're gonna find him, Bruce.
I know. Need to focus. Figure out what happened here. What happened to you, Al?
she'd be perfect for a security consultant. Ask her to break into your place. You don't tell your men about it, you know, so it's authentic and they properly defend themselves. She gets the thrill of them actually defending themselves with actual skills and weapons. She doesn't have to kill anybody. She can steal whatever she wants, gets that whole junkie rush, and then returns it to the person. Yeah, your security's lacking in this place, and this place. Oh, and I took a couple bullets from your guards, but I'm all right. Hold up.
A scuff mark. What could have caused this?
That is a big scuff.
Furniture scattered outwards from a single point.
Some sort of concussive force, explosion. But if there was an explosion,
Ash everywhere.
the room wouldn't look as intact as it is.
What did they do to you, Alfred? How the hell?
Yeah, exactly. I say, how the hell? Let's look at those first.
Face was knocked over in the struggle. The fight left nothing untouched.
Nothing. Boy, it was on in here. Oh man,
Something
what did you
big was
get
thrown
Gotham
against this
into?
wall. Or someone.
You have to wonder a lot of the times about the people who try and run entire cities, and it's like, what are you honestly going for? Is your desire to actually run the city safely and actually bring something good? You know what I'm saying? And when I say run the city, I don't mean like standard mayors or something like that. I mean like people like him, organized crime, who actually think that they're really helping. Now, to an extent, I mean, they have their uses. That's just the way it is. Prohibition wasn't stopped by people legally doing things, but the stopping of prohibition wasn't entirely a good thing either. Double-edged sword. So the question becomes, what do folks like this truly think that they're bringing to their cities, to their homes, the places that their children and their children's children and their children's friends and families, what do they truly think they're bringing? Because in the end, all we're looking at now is a bunch of death and instability because of a bunch of choices you made before somebody put a bullet through you.
This pool cue was used as a weapon. Swung so hard it broke in half.
Before somebody put a bullet through you using your own methodology. Let's not forget that. Oof.
Blood pattern looks like it came off a high velocity hit.
Somebody was a little bit leaking though.
The lock's been completely destroyed. Alfred must have barricaded himself in here. But they got in anyway.
That's irksome. The question becomes this: did he know it was late? Well, yeah, he did know. He warned me. So, excuse me, is there no way in here to get to the Batcave? Because Batman tends to have a lot of secret entrances to get to the Batcave. He may not have installed them yet. Let me see.
Lady Arkham must have used the concussion blast from her staff to try and stop Alfred.
Hold up. Excuse me. Think I may have linked incorrectly, but we'll see.
Alfred grabbed the fireplace poker to fend off Lady Arkham, but she knocked it aside.
There's too much force from a throw. I can't unlink those. Maybe not. Yeah. These two make obvious sense.
Alfred used the pool cue as a weapon, broke it across his attacker's head. When that didn't stop him, he used the jagged end to stab him, spraying blood across the pool table.
I told you. Alfred's in the shanking mode.
I know what happened. The children of Arkham broke in. Alfred barricaded himself inside the parlor. He had just enough time to grab a pool cue as a weapon before Lady Arkham blasted the doors open. He broke it across one of their heads, then stabbed him to get away. Another assailant tackled Alfred, knocking over the vase. Alfred almost escaped, but then Lady Arkham entered the parlor, used her staff's concussion blast, scattering all the furniture in her path, throwing him against the wall by the fireplace. So Alfred grabs the nearest thing to use as a weapon to defend himself. But Lady Arkham deflected Alfred's attack, causing the poker to fly across the room and lodge into the wall. More blood on the mantel. He smashed his face into it.
Jeez. Boy, Alfred be taking them shots.
Wait,
But setting aside them shots,
that picture doesn't belong there.
you youngsters is pitiful. Y'all got Alfred making y'all look like y'all ain't for real.
Lady Arkham wanted me to find this. Alfred.
What was that?
The butler did it. Password reckoning. You have no idea.
You really don't. Even with all of this, these little details that you know, you don't know. You didn't start at something. In other universes, he kills when something happens to Alfred. You might want to be careful here. Because this is not like any other universe. I know of no universe where the Waynes were a crime family. I personally like that little twist though. Because it calls into question everything he does.
Bruce Wayne, you should be rotting in a padded cell. Now, your butler, the man who raised you like his own son, will suffer in your place. But don't worry, you'll get him back eventually. Peace, my bloody peace.
Alfred. My God.
Damn.
We have to keep a cool head, Lucius. Worrying isn't going to help Alfred. We need to focus.
You're right. Let's get started.
Alfred keeps adjusting his glasses. The reflection. He's making sure I see the reflection in his glasses. He knows the Batcomputer can use multiple reflection angles to recreate the room that he's in. And I can view the virtual limits using my cowl.
Good thinking, Alfred.
It is very good thinking, Alfred. Need to check something. I don't know if there'll even be updates here. Oh, there are. Wait, for Grogan? Okay, and now the information for Grogan is gone. I don't know. New data on the feed, is there? Oh. The veils. Or was that the one that was up there initially? I may be wrong. Right. Okay, so yeah, I think that may have been new, because nothing else is so far. Alright, back to the lab again.
Okay, Lucius. Freeze frame on the first signal Alfred gives.
Paint us a picture. Here we go.
Professional grade camera. Probably came from the Gazette's office.
Yeah.
He's wounded.
Must be one of the thugs Alfred fought upstairs.
That is about the position he stabbed the dude in with the pool cue. I could say he might be bleeding all over the place, but that's not really gonna help me considering there's a potential whole city that's bleeding all over the place.
Stairs leading up. Cement walls.
Basement?
We're in a basement. Alfred's trying to look at things that might give us a clue to where he's being held. Okay,
You know, it's
looks like
funny.
we've seen all there is to see in this frame. Let's move on to Alfred's next signal.
You got it.
I'm a guy who wears glasses, and a lot of people rarely realize the level of reflection your glasses can actually give you if you're attentive to them.
Rogers Plumbing. A service company for the water heater. I can use their records to find home addresses for their clients.
We're getting closer.
Yeah, but we're not there yet.
Still progress, and I'll take it all.
Doesn't seem to be anything else here.
Let's keep looking.
Nothing else to see here.
Moving on.
What is that?
A Mason
yeah.
stamp.
Only one Masonic lodge in the city. Gotham City Fraternal Order of Stonemasons.
So the house was built in 1945 by them. That's a big lead.
Yes, it is. Is that you, Vicky?
Lady Arkham. Keep searching. Jump to Alfred's next signal.
You got it.
Un momento, por favor.
A basement window.
What's that outside?
Give me a second. They're by a bus stop.
Here we go.
Okay, I think we have enough to pinpoint a location.
Well, let's hope.
These are all the homes serviced by this water heater company on the days and months listed. Okay, filtering for all homes built on that date. I can get the bus line from this, but no stop number. This will help pinpoint the neighborhood.
Let's start with the right side since I'm right-handed.
You are not going to believe this.
What is it?
Lady Arkham is back at the Vale House,
That's funny.
where she killed her foster parents. According to its records, it has a basement.
Well,
Didn't even know it was
just
that
in
one.
case she's expecting you.
Wondered if it was
What is that?
one of the others.
Something I almost didn't get to finish because of Penguin. It's the most advanced version yet.
Lady Arkham will have no idea what I've got up these sleeves.
It looks nice. It really do. I'm kind of wondering if that switches around from time to time. I don't know if it was the same choice or not. Either way. Oh, okay, we are waiting. I'm like, am I supposed
done,
to?
Lucius.
You've been long overdue for an upgrade. This suit is beyond state-of-the-art.
It is pretty. And it looks real
This
durable.
ends tonight.
The other suit was good, but this one looked like it's designed to take it and give it. still, why wouldn't she come back here? It's a crime scene, and it's effectively been locked down, which means nobody else would ever come back here.
Be careful.
Unless they actually needed to. And then eventually they'll sell the house.
Batman!
I'm all right.
At a lower price. But they won't explain as to why.
There's no one here. No Alfred.
Damn it!
There's blood on the walls. I'm going to see what I can find.
Standing by.
In the end, this is the target location. Uh-oh, hold up.
Alfred, there's a boot print in the blood. Lady Arkham's soldiers dragged him. The trail stops at the wall. Actually, it goes under it.
Which is why I didn't want to bother with it yet.
Basement than it would appear.
Taking a closer look.
No, I'm taking a closer look at the rest of the basement. Leave me alone.
Alfred's blood is still fresh.
Means we can't be far behind them.
I wouldn't make assumptions, but yes, it's a good theory. Can't be far behind. You just better hope they don't have a negative speedster in this city.
This is where they had Alfred. Where they beat him.
And even if they were far behind, weren't far behind, there's this little thing known as vehicles.
The wall is just a facade.
Why would the Vales have a false wall in their basement?
Yes. Why?
Now let's find out what the Vales were hiding.
Not everything requires someone to be
A
forceful.
small room with a hole in the floor.
Oh, right.
A rope ladder.
Anyone down there would be trapped.
Now, if I'm going down there, Lucius, and something happens, understand, the grapnel might break if whatever I attach it to up here might break. So if that's the case, I kind of need you to come get me out.
Alfred!
And I can understand trying something like that. Nobody seems to be here. Hard to say how big this little spot is. I mean, you could just easily have yourself a bat cave down here. The Arkham Cave or whatever. But at the same time, best to say, especially since a rope ladder is necessary.
I'm going inside.
Should have told him I'm going in. If you don't hear from me in 10 minutes, send something. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Bruce, what's down there? Do you see Alfred?
No. It's some kind of torture chamber. Shackles, belts, blood.
What?
Vicky. She was kept down here. Locked away.
Who could do that to their child?
I'm beginning to understand.
Yep.
What is there to understand? To willfully hurt a child?
No wonder Vicky is consumed with hate. It's all she's ever known.
I can't even imagine. But it doesn't give her the right to take it out on others.
No,
The
it
Vale's
doesn't.
foster children may not have been the only ones to suffer here. I followed Alfred's blood into this hole. If he had any opportunity at all, he would have left me a clue.
So the question now becomes, was that boy abused by them as well? That's one of those situations we need to keep an eye on.
The belt. It's caked in blood.
All three of them too. I mean, he probably whipped them things out for special events. That last one at the end was probably for Christmas.
shackles. Blood on them. Old. And new. Vicky did to Alfred what was done to her.
Classic. I guess it was Alfred's fault, wasn't it? How dare he exist and not save you?
Alfred laid down here.
That was his blood. That must have had some time to dry and end up in his suit. That's why it looks like that. He lost his glasses.
Alfred's glasses.
Bring them with you or something. We'll get him a new frame, repaired and all.
Disturbing.
It even looks like a Lady Arkham.
Vicky created her here, in this room. This is where Vicky Vale became Lady Arkham.
Dude, that thing can have a camera. What's wrong with you? Don't destroy it, but turn it around. You destroy it, it may cause more problems than one would like.
Bloody scratches, fingernails. Someone tried to climb out.
Alfred?
No.
No. Alfred wouldn't have been able to bother. He was in too bad of a state. And moreover, there's time on that. In fact, there's height on that. It's probably when Vicky was too small.
There are drawings. Vicky must have drawn them when she was a prisoner. The chalk here is different, newer. One piece apart from the others. Blue. The same color as my tack. Can't be a coincidence. Maybe...
Slippery Alfred.
Some of the words have been highlighted. She will liberate.
Interesting.
Figures fleeing from something. Is that Arkham Asylum?
Are you, woman? You're trying to let Arkham Asylum's inhabitants roam the city? Really? That's going to bring proper retribution or something, is it? What about the ones that actually should be there? Like Zaz.
Alfred left me another clue. This is what he wanted me to find. To see. The newest chalk. He's added to an old drawing of Arkham Asylum. He drew figures outside the gates. Like they're running away. The words highlighted are, she will and liberate.
She will liberate. I don't see what that has to do with Alfred.
She will liberate
Alfred's just
Arkham
along for the
Asylum.
ride.
Exactly.
She's been using Wayne Enterprises to get access to the buildings with Wayne Tech security systems, including Arkham Asylum. She's going to open the doors, release the inmates.
Yeah.
And she took Alfred with her. Call Gordon and the GCPD.
I'm on it.
Lady Arkham won't be expecting us. We'll catch her by surprise.
Okay, now see, the reference to the dog gives me even more credence to say there's probably a camera in there, dude. But they didn't reference it, so if we're lucky, maybe not. Still, you dropped a lot of bombs while you were down there. Alfred's and Lucius and all, and like, bruh. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Teams, like groups, I can work with them, but I've always kind of been best by myself. I don't want people dying for me. I've always been one of those I kind of like to handle it myself if I can.
That's the last of it then.
The children of Arkham have taken over.
That suit's no slouch. You're well prepared for a fight. And the GCPD are on their way to deal with the inmates. If you can find Alfred, maybe you can get him out of there before all hell breaks loose.
I was gonna say, because when they show up here, it's gonna get noisy.
Copy. On our way.
And these halls are gonna be harder to move through
Go
quietly.
ahead. I got this.
Yeah, go on ahead. He's got this. Let's split up, gang.
Batman.
This ends now, Vicky. Tell me where Alfred Pennyworth is.
The butler. Bruce Wayne has a bat on his payroll.
Answer the question.
That's
Where
not what's
he
going
is
on.
doesn't matter. He'll be dead soon. Another corpse in Bruce Wayne's family.
Interesting.
Killing him won't solve anything.
But it will teach Bruce Wayne a lesson. One he and all of Gotham will learn. They won't look the other way. Not again.
And when did Gotham look away from you, Vicky?
Don't try to psychoanalyze me, Batman. You have no idea what I've done to come this far. Too much to turn back now.
I know you suffered. You were tortured, held captive by the people who were supposed to love you. I don't know how you survived.
You want to know how I survived? I survived because every night I dreamed of the revenge I'd take on him. And this forsaken city. Your time's run out.
Once again, you choose to blame everybody else for what a few did to you.
Vicky!
Classic.
There's
Hate when
nothing you
people
can
pull
do,
that crap.
Batman. You underestimate the true children of Arkham. These souls kept behind bars. Open the doors!
Okay. You just caused a lot of physical trauma.
Listen to me! Freedom is yours! The only one standing in your way is Batman.
Batman. He stuck me in here! Me too. Let me out. He's the crazy one.
Finding. Whoa. Oh, saving. Jesus Christ, that throws me off sometimes. Okay. You fellas alright? You might want to get them back in their cells before they wake up, because they ain't going to be happy. And they will try and take that out on y'all.
You're not getting away, Vicky.
Interesting. I wonder if there's actual choices here, or if they just lock you down to certain things. Oh, there actually are choices. Yeah. How about we move you to another room, thin out some of these numbers, and bottleneck them? Oh. I guess not. Oh, the throat. Oh my God. Yep. Let's get that headshot going. Disrupt your thought patterns. Shot, Doctor.
Take your time, sons.
That's the plan.
That's the problem. Ooh. Oh my God. Sleep. Sid, go to sleep.
Truly inspiring. Such a pleasure to see your work in person.
Right there.
Batman!
Lady Arkham has a hostage.
We've got the inmates. Lock it down!
What's up? Oh wow, he's broken. I was right. I was right.
There's no way out now.
There's always another way here, Batman. All the people that Thomas Wayne condemned to this place unwillingly, they speak through the walls. Their ghosts walk. They know the way.
I can't help those people now, but I can help Alfred Pennyworth. Take me to him.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Dude is the type, he can't afford to lose. He can't compartmentalize losing. That or a shock to the brain like that actually may have fried him. I'm not even trying to be funny. I bet the brain made that stunner. Excuse me. Got away pretty quickly. That was slippery. Not bad.
Vicky!
You know what? This is
You're
true.
not well, Vicky. You need professional help.
Says the man dressed as a bat.
What? I know I need help. I accept it.
Let him go!
The butler has to die. Payment for Thomas Wayne's sins. He took away my family, so I'll take away his sons. If you really want to save the butler, bring me Bruce Wayne.
classic.
If anyone can find him, it's you. He's probably cowering behind a 12-inch thick wall and 100 bodyguards right now.
You know
Why
what?
should I trust you'll keep your word?
Because my mask is off now, Batman. I won't lie.
Interesting
You're doing
statement.
so much for one old man.
Not really. Not
Vicky,
really.
Stop playing games.
This isn't a game to me. You know, Batman, I really don't understand. Why are you fighting me? I've done great things for Gotham. Falcone and Hill deserved to die. If anything, I did you a favor. We're fighting the same fight, Batman.
Not with the same
You
methods.
see that? We want the same things.
Those men deserved their day in court, just like everyone else.
So they could have gotten off like they did so many times before? No, Batman. They got exactly what they deserved. My justice is final and absolute. You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be defending him. You think Bruce Wayne is any better than his father? He hides behind his status and wealth. He's a coward, leaving other men to carry his burdens. You aren't my enemy, Batman. Wayne is.
Interesting. Very interesting. You say your justice is final and that that's what they deserved. While it wouldn't have been easy, there was literally a city's worth of evidence against each of these men. There was no getting off. A city's worth plus, to be honest. Whoa. In Gotham.
I'm curious, Batman. I know why I wear the mask. It's who I am. Who I was always meant to be. What about you? Do you wear the mask to hide? Or to become who you really are? Are you the
Honestly.
man? Or the mask?
Batman is who I am, who I need to be, to do what must be done.
If that's what you believe, you're lying to yourself. You
It's
wear the
not-
mask so that you can't be held accountable. And once you're dead, I'm going to mount that mask on my wall. But first, I'll see the man
again,
beneath.
An improper button press. I wanted to go with A, being a masked defender. Both answers fit though, but A fits more what I was wanting. Okay. Got to see inside the bat suit and come to find out Batman doesn't have a spine, or guts, or ribs, or anything. You're a hollow shell of a human being. Jesus.
Hold on, Alfred.
Watch your back.
You came for me.
Damn straight.
After what you said, I knew you'd come. The man I made you.
Just hold on, Alfred. Did you see where she went?
He's in a bad way
She
right
just
now.
disappeared.
I'm getting you out of here.
Above you!
At that range, she'd snap his neck with that pulse.
Interesting how you speak to him. So familiar. Alfred,
See what I'm talking about?
such
Dropping them
concern
bombs.
for someone you've never met before.
It's called compassion, Vicky. Something you seem to know very little about.
Sounds like deflection to me. There's
Couldn't
more
be
here
both.
than you're telling. It makes me wonder, do you really care? Only one way to find out.
Batman, don't you?
Shut up, old man! You've seen my true self. Your turn. Prove that you care. Take off your mask. Let me see the man you really are.
Classic. Fine then.
If that's what it will take to save him.
No! No, Bruce.
This must be some kind of trick. Bruce Wayne, he'd never be the man Batman is. He only looks out for himself. But of course. Now I understand. As Batman, you can prey upon the weak, the defenseless, just like your father did.
Classic.
A true Wayne. There's nothing heroic about you.
You're right about my father. The things he did are unforgivable. But I am trying to make up for his crimes. I wear this mask to help people.
I'm not some naive socialite you can sweet talk. I know a liar when I see one.
Apparently not. Oh. Let's get this going. Wow.
No more lies. No more talk. The only truth left is in your death. I'll bury you.
What's the shame?
Stop, Vicky. It's
All them
over.
skills.
Nothing will keep me from my revenge.
I had reach. She had flexibility.
You belong in this place, Bruce. Lost. Forgotten. buried. And Gotham will not mourn. The sins of the Wayne bloodline end here.
Back when I was growing up, we called that open chest, children.
I see your true face. I'll never trust you.
Shame. All those skills, that gear, not to mention she could take some shots. Even without that, the rest of her armor, she was taking them shots to the dome. Gotham you would be able to do very well for Gotham with your potential. It's a shame. I mean, and it looks like she dies, but I'm never really sure one way or the other.
As to last week's events at Arkham Asylum, a spokesperson for the GCPD assured us that the breakout has been contained and all inmates have been returned to their cells. Miss Vale is missing and presumed dead following a gruesome battle with the caped vigilante known only as the Batman.
Okay.
Her death marks the end of Children of Arkham's reign of terror.
Okay. Where?
If the public knew the half of it.
It's better that they don't.
Yeah.
This came in the mail. It's unsigned.
Selina.
With
Hang in there,
everything
baby.
that's been going on, I haven't gotten a chance to thank you for what you did, sacrificing your identity for my safety. But it was a dangerous thing to do. You could lose everything. The secrecy you've worked so hard to maintain. Gone.
I needed to make her talk, and I thought she would talk to Bruce Wayne.
I was
A
looking
good
for
strategy.
Oh.
It was Bruce she wanted all along.
Oh.
And your ear? At least there's something left of it.
Well.
And Dr. Tompkins assured me it adds character.
That it does.
That was a little excessively cold answer. I was wanting a bit of a mix of wanting to save you.
We will
but at
get
the
through
same
this,
time,
Bruce. Don't lose sight of the fact that you've done some real good for Gotham. You should be proud.
Man, this ain't just
I
me.
didn't take them down alone. I had help. You, Lucius, Gordon, Selina, and all those who gave their life fighting for Gotham.
Yeah.
To those who helped, and those we lost.
The damage done by the Children of Arkham has left Gotham a city in turmoil. Faith in those at the top has perhaps irrevocably been shaken. Acting Commissioner James Gordon has promised to speak out about the issue tonight during an emergency citywide address.
And
There
I
it
hope,
is.
despite the recent terror that's gripped our city, that Gotham's leading citizens will come out to show their support.
Will his token appointment be enough to regain the city's trust? It remains to be seen. But experts agree that
Gordon requested Gotham's leaders to stand behind him. Leaders like you. Let Gotham see who Bruce Wayne truly is, and let them know what you plan to do for its future.
Well, this could be a fresh start.
For you, and for this city. Though, in Gotham, the only figure that can make as much impact as a Wayne
is Batman.
You've helped this city tremendously, both as Bruce Wayne and Batman. And that person, whether he dons a cape or not, is someone I'm proud of and honored to call my friend.
Thank you, Alfred.
Thank you, Alfred.
So, what do you intend to do about tonight?
Well,
Oh, man.
Lucius has yet to invent a suit that'll let Bruce Wayne and Batman be in the same place at once.
That is unfortunate. I suppose you must decide whose appearance will be more valuable. As Bruce, you can help repair the damage done to your name, get the public support so that you can change things from the top down. But Batman is a symbol of justice and strength. Maybe in these dark times, that is truly what Gotham needs the most.
Look, it's a mix.
Perhaps one is truly the mask, and one is who you truly believe you are.
As much as Batman would be perfect for this, you know what I'm saying, Batman's built up quite a bit of goodwill. Bruce Wayne has built up some, but not much. Most of the goodwill he built up was more behind the scenes, with people like Gordon giving him the information on like Hill and the others, or people like Montoya letting Gordon them know that you believe she's innocent, as well as standing behind her and testifying in court. But most of it doesn't really help. It is in the news, but it doesn't really help. Bruce Wayne would honestly be the better one to start, as well as for the obvious reason of, well, my father doing the damage he did. There's been enough blood and concussions. That's kind of what the problem is. Too many people have gone through too much here recently. We need some peace around here. Batman will be perfect, but he wouldn't be perfect for peace right now. Right now, we need to take stock. Gotham needs to take a breath. Gotham needs to take a rest. Gotham needs to heal its wounds and bury its dead. It don't need more concussions right now.
Let Gordon know Bruce Wayne will be there.
You'll make quite the impression. Gordon will be grateful.
Now, Alfred, sit your ass down and leave the house alone. At least for like a week or something. Batman officially, well, and I don't know if it would be officially, but more officially working with the GCPD, with Gordon, that would be handy. But, again, there's been kind of enough damage right now. Let's go for some peace and quiet. And who's smoking so hard over there?
Commissioner Gordon. He is here.
Commissioner Gordon. It doesn't sound right.
Don't worry. It will. Thank you for having me, Commissioner.
What happened to your ear? It looks painful.
Cut myself shaving?
Yeah.
What'd you use, a chainsaw? To be honest, I was surprised to get your call. Now, after that nasty business at your manor, I know Harvey was a good friend of yours. A loss like that, I wouldn't blame you for lying low.
Yeah.
What you did is no secret. These people all saw there's more to Bruce Wayne than just the playboy. Public opinion is bound to swing around. Before long, you'll be Gotham's golden boy again.
Gotham doesn't have to like me, but I do hope they'll hear me out.
I appreciate that. I was
That's
half hoping
always been my
Batman
stand.
might show up, too. I wouldn't mind knowing he was keeping an eye on things here. Not
Like
to
to meet him
mention,
myself.
he makes one hell of an impression on people.
Well, too bad he's not here. Wouldn't mind meeting him.
Yeah? Huh. Well, he's not much of a talker.
And you're
They're
not
ready
much
for
of
you,
a shower
Commissioner.
with that cigarette. I don't know what's
During
up with the
times
game
like
with this.
It can feel impossible to hold on to hope. But I have hope. Hope that together we can rebuild what was lost. Now, in the last few weeks, as much violence and terror as I've seen, I've also seen the citizens of this community band together to fight those threats. And one of those people is Bruce Wayne.
Thank you, Commissioner Gordon. Tough act to follow. I'm here today to not only show my support for our acting commissioner, but also for this city. Many of you have suffered terrible losses, and some of those losses came at the hands of my own father, or at least as a result of his actions. I loved my father, but nothing can excuse what he did. So today, I stand before you as my own man. Heir not to the Wayne legacy, but to Gotham's. If my recent incident with Harvey Dent has shown me anything, it's that I can no longer sit on the sidelines. My family's wealth was built on the suffering of others. I think it's time to repay that debt. I plan to use my resources to improve the city and make the lives of its citizens better. And to that end, I am ceasing construction on the Wayne Mental Health Facility. Instead, I'll be devoting all my resources to improving the existing Arkham Asylum. It will be the most advanced mental health treatment facility in the country, in keeping with the vision of its founders.
Who was that?
Clear the area! Get
Yep.
that bastard to lock up!
There's gonna be stragglers. It's alright. There's gonna be people who don't believe it or feel like I'm trying to use the situation to manipulate or simply see their opportunity. Can't really blame it, but you know, doesn't change the fact that you just tried to ram me in a crowd full of people. Excuse me.
Just minutes ago, Bruce Wayne delivered a rousing speech that turned into a shocking assassination attempt on his life.
He sure does clean up well. See you soon, Brucey.
I feel like that martini's gonna cover the rest of his hair, because he knocked that thing back fast. Well, it looks like that day that was supposed to potentially never come might be coming real soon. Of course you pocketed Harvey's coin. Like I said, if you throw the coin, it still lands, which means it still ends up either face up or face down. Pocket the coin is out of use, the coin is out of play. And in the end, if he wants it, he'll have to go through me, his best friend. Huh. See, I actually believe this one is a more accurate answer. I actually do. Testing something. Wanted to see if any of the numbers had changed just from that little bit. Don't know if people will be playing this game right now, but you know. Because she is more than a thief. She's always been more than a thief. She just wants to be simply a thief because it's simple. No strings attached. You know how it goes from top to bottom. You steal something, people want it back. They shoot at you, you don't get shot. You get away with it or you don't. Simple as that. It's easy to compartmentalize. Anything that has strings, that's not who she is. And that's not who she believes she is. It's who she can be. But being Catwoman, and like I said, if memory serves, in some universes, she is tied to like power. To the point where her flippant nature isn't actually a matter of choice so much as that power constantly gnawing at her. She has to be doing something slippery. She has to, in some way, shape, or form, she has to have her cake and eat it too. Now, I can respect the fact that you might not have a choice in that matter, but that doesn't mean that I don't. And while that is intense for you to have to deal with, I'm not trying to deal with that when we're 7 years in with 4 kids. And I'm explaining to the kids why mommy keeps disappearing. It makes perfect sense to take off the cow. Saving Alfred, of course, but to get through to her. Because in the end, her desires really were just to protect Gotham, to aid Gotham. The issue was her methodology. We were effectively the same person, setting aside a few things. I lost my parents. She was raised with psychos. I was raised by Alfred, somebody who cares. She was locked in a basement and basically broken down to what was nothing. You have to wonder what the Veils were doing in terms of like in public when she was out and about with them. Were there marks that were noticeable on her? If there were, did they simply argue them away? You know, she's a rambunctious kid. She's always getting into crazy stuff. Half the time, we don't even know the stuff that she's messing with, kind of thing. We have to find out afterwards, and then we try to tend to her wounds, poor thing. I can never figure that out. Why would you bring a life near you into existence or near you and then do harm to it as the goal? But you ask some people, some abusers, and they'll tell you doing stuff like that is their form of stress relief. Get a damn stress ball. Go golfing, go fishing, go hunting, where you ain't actually doing harm to other people or life, something. But get out of your own head, get out of your way, and leave these kids alone. Well, not just kids, adults can be abused too, but the point remains, leave people alone. If this is honestly how you feel, turn yourself in and get some help, or turn yourself in by blowing your own brains out. I personally don't advocate for suicide, but you know, if you feel it necessary to bring your pain, especially that kind of pain, to others in the most psychotic of ways, locking them in basements and beating them with belts and who knows whatever else, bloody shackles and bloody claw marks to climb out. Nah, you have every kind of problem under the sun, and one way or another you need to be dealt with. She just chose to murk y'all and take you off the game, solve that problem. Can't really blame her for doing it. Would have liked to have locked him up, but you can't really blame her for doing it one way or the other. It makes sense. Others were probably thinking the same thing I was. There's been enough blood in Gotham, and this is a good opportunity for Bruce Wayne to both say, I'm innocent even though I'm guilty in terms of circumstance, guilty by proximity and proxy because I benefited from all of these. High-end schools, best training, best, best everything. I benefited from it, but can't exactly be blamed for that, but others are not going to always see it that way. But in the end, as I said, there's been enough blood, there's been enough problems, there's been enough danger in Gotham. Now we need some peace. It's a good chance for him to establish a rapport with the people to let them know he's not leaving them behind like his father chose to set them up. I have no doubt some of this is also just based on the natural desire to see what the other choice was. I don't know who I've usually gone to this as. I think I usually go as Bruce Wayne though. Well, there it is. This is the end of Batman's Telltale's Batman series. There is a sequel to this, which I'll be hopping into here pretty soon. Telltale's Batman: The Enemy Within. But for now, that's the end of episode 5, and as such, as I said, the end of Telltale's Batman. If folks like what you see and want to see more of me, give me a like, follow, subscribe, drop a comment here, and check me out on YouTube with a few other playlists. Watch this next potential. Well, I don't know. That might actually be a next time thing in terms of the sequel. But if not, if you folks, wherever you folks happen to be, have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, and God bless you. Oh, season overview. All right, let's do it. Collaborative. Defending Gotham is more than any single person should take upon themselves. It often requires a team of close friends and associates to be a powerful force for good. And this is true too. That's one of the other things about me in terms of teams. It's not like a team would be useless. It's not like a team wouldn't be able to keep up with me or anything like that. I believe they could. I just personally, I'm better on my own. I move at a certain pace. This is real life too. I move at a certain pace, and I'm kind of better if I'm moving along those lines. I don't even remember that system existing. I don't think it did initially. I like that though. Well, there it is, folks. The end. See you next time.